Hi, it's me, Shecky. I'm here with Tiny E.
That's me.
Tiny E. We're going to try this podcast thing. We're in Second Life. We're at a place called Builder's Brewery. It's very nice here. Chairs are comfortable. Air is clean. So there we go. I guess first of all, I just want to talk about Doctor Who with you.
I can talk about Doctor Who for hours. I know lots of things. About New Who. New Who only. I'm not up on my old Who.
I am not up on the old Who, but I have watched, I think, the first 3 or 4 episodes of that. And, okay, this is the thing with New Who. Okay, this is the thing, and this is my personal thing as far as, like, I, in real life, have, 2 or 3 friends. So when I start watching shows, they become my friends. And,
well, then you're watching the right Who. You're watching the right...
Because they are tossing my friends out at the end of seasons. And it's just like, I fall in love with these people, and I want to see them every time. Especially if you're binge watching. It's very jarring when at the end of the first season, the Doctor Who changes, and you're like, what? And just because they say it's the same person, I know it's not.
Right. You remember their old personality, and you get to see the new personality develop, and you get to enjoy seeing that the new person will do things differently. Granted, that's if you like the new person he's become. But that's the nature of that show since, 50 years ago. And
it's very upsetting to someone like me who has abandonment issues. I swear to Christ. It's just like, it's the same reason why at the end of AI, I just literally could not contain my sadness to the point where I could never watch that movie again because of the abandonment issues.
I have never seen that movie.
My abandonment issues are strong, and they are a trigger that make me just crazy sad. And so as I'm watching this, I'm like, okay, I love this doctor. He's fucking cool, and I love Rose. If I could fly Rose here with me right now so she could be my sister and live-in friend, she would be here. And I'm just like, oh, I love Rose. I love this doctor. Oh, they so like each other. This manly man of a doctor. Perfect. And then all of a sudden, boom, that doctor is gone. And then we've got new, young, and handsome, boyish doctor. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then, boom, I no longer have Rose. And I'm just like, how much can one person take, especially binge watching?
How far did you get through the new doctor?
I got, I'm into season 3, and I had to stop because it's just like...
Oh, you must have had a breakdown then.
I had a meltdown so completely that I had to stop watching yesterday. I was just like, no, I can't. I have to watch Longmire now. I have to watch Longmire to cleanse my palate of all this Doctor Who abandonment.
So now that you've gotten through the first season with David Tennant, what are your thoughts on him compared to Christopher Eccleston?
I love Christopher Eccleston, or whatever his name is. The first
He's the angry, brooding doctor.
I love him, I guess, because I'm an angry and brooding person myself. I felt like, oh, this guy is great. He's a flawed dude, and Rose is taming that savage beast. The new doctor, we already see how he had a relationship with Sarah Jane, and he seemed to be like so infatuated with her that he was like, getting shitty to Rose, which made me very angry because I love Rose. I don't know if I've said that before, but the new doctor, the Sarah Jane thing where he had like a twinkle in his eye for her really upset me.
Now, here's the thing. From what I remember, and I haven't seen too much of the Doctor when Sarah Jane was on, because I did see a few of them because the kids loved her, and the kids loved that doctor, and he was a little kooky and a little wacky, but I never got the gist that there was any kind of romantic relationship. But from what I understand from that episode and some things that I've read, not too much, but that she was just kind of abandoned. She was just kind of, she was brought back to Earth, and then that doctor took off, and that's how they parted. So she never got to say goodbye. She never got to say anything. And that's why she became the person that she did as far as the investigating, the supernatural things like that, the otherworldly things. So I don't know that there was necessarily a romance there. So,
if you go back and watch that episode, I think you will see that there was.
But they're just very possessive. The companions are very possessive of the doctor because he is this extraordinary man who can take them all over the universe. So I think they're just possessive. Like, I was there first. I knew him first. And although Rose does have a more romantic take on things, I don't know if it was like that then. Like I said, I can't be sure, but that's not the impression that I got, that it was a romantic thing then.
Okay, if that's your impression, that's fine. Perhaps I'm wrong. But then
wrong. I don't know.
You cannot deny that with Madame Pompadour, what was her name? Pompadour?
Yeah.
That there was a romantic entanglement there. And again, I saw it as shitting on Rose. And here I love Rose. I don't know, again, if I've made that clear. But at this point in the second season, Rose is like my best friend that lives in my TV, and now I'm seeing she's being shat upon by the doctor for Madame Pompadour, and at no fault of Madame Pompadour. I mean,
right.
Whatever. She seems like a wonderful woman. But
what were your thoughts on that episode? What did you think of that episode compared to the other episodes?
I loved that episode. I loved it a lot because I love time travel in general, and I felt like I think something like what happened to Madame Pompadour happened to Sarah Jane, where he was supposed to come back for her, and he most likely did, but, it had been 20 years and she's no longer sitting there. There must have been a glitch in the time or whatever. So I feel
no fault of his own.
No, I feel like he went back there for her, and, why it was screwed up, I don't know, but I feel like he made that effort. And the same with Madame Pompadour. I thought Madame Pompadour. I thought it was great. It was like one of my favorite episodes actually, because the thing hiding under her bed was so fucking scary to me. Like, those masks were like insane.
Interesting.
You didn't like Madame Pompadour?
It's not one of my favorites, no. But neither here nor there. It had its moments, and I liked the Mickey and Rose things in that episode. I found that interesting, because that was the kind of the point where Mickey started to come into his own and really get involved.
I liked the Mickey and Rose stuff as well, and I just feel like he had become more like her brother. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely.
And I like that he got to go on an adventure. I like that the mom got to go on an adventure. Any episode with Rose's dad, I loved.
Yes.
Yes. The one with Pete, I thought was great. I thought and in those last episodes where they were in that alternative universe, I liked that he was like, "No, you're not my." What's her name again? What's the mom's
Jackie.
name? You're not my Jackie. And then he was just like, "Oh, fuck it, you are. We're close enough." And they,
right.
Honestly, I loved that first Doctor Who. I liked him a lot. I thought he was like, he's a bit dickish, but I felt like she was able to, uncover some sort of part of him that made him a better person.
Yes. I loved that second episode with him where they go to the planet and Cassandra, the the flat-skinned woman.
Yes.
I love that episode with all of the different aliens coming through and the music playing, and I thought that was one of my favorite episodes. That episode to me was so much fun and crazy, and all the things you kind of think of when you think, oh, we're going to go into space and see, different forms of life, and there you had it. The big face.
Yes, that we saw again in the next season, right?
So you have gotten a few episodes in.
I'm telling you, I ended with
you saw. Wait, go ahead.
The last one I saw completely was where the hospital's on the moon, and it's Martha, and I can't. This is where the abandonment thing comes in. Don't expect me to love Martha.
Okay, no, nobody expects you to love Martha. But that was a pretty good episode, wasn't it?
It maybe if I had taken a couple weeks in between, like they want you to, you know what I mean? When you're binge watching, you don't have that right. Time to sit and contemplate and forgive. And so I went right into, the wedding woman, and I kind of looked ahead at the series, and I know the wedding woman comes back, and I don't mind her, but...
You saw the Christmas episode.
Yeah.
Why did you look ahead?
Because I was so upset.
Oh, don't look ahead, don't you?
I wasn't thinking clearly. I wasn't in my right mind.
What did you think of the wedding episode?
I thought that the Spider Woman was excellently done. Like, some of the earlier episodes, I felt like some of the graphics were, like
right.
when those, what are they called?
Where they spend their money.
Yes, I think the second, I think that's what happened. Like, the first season was successful, and they got a higher budget, because when they're in the Harriet Jones, when she's first introduced in those...
And the Slovene running?
Yes, through the hallway. I mean, fuck, it was terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you only have a certain amount of money, and there's only so much you can do. It's got to run out somewhere, right?
Yeah, it was terrible, but I still liked it, but
I think it was probably terrible in the context that, first there are these guys in these suits, and then there are these, graphics of people running. I think if it was all the graphics, it would have been okay, but it wasn't. It was some people in suits and some as graphics.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't hate it, and I wasn't, like, angry about it, but if you compare those things running, and they're like, they have, like, weird, like, sleeve stack hands that don't even move, they're just rubbery, and you compare them to that Spider Woman in that episode I just, with the wedding lady, I mean, she had eyes all over her head. It was really great. It was really great.
That really was. That was spectacular.
Yeah.
I really liked the bride episode. I mean, Donna is so abrasive, and yet you still like her. She's just... I mean, wait till you see her, now that you know that she comes back. Wait till you see her when she comes back. It's hard to say that you'll like her now, because she really is... She's not terribly likable, but just wait. I think you will. I think you'll like her. That's all I'll say. I don't want to say too much.
I mean, I didn't not like her, but again, I think it's the curse of the binge watching,
Yeah, could be.
In reality, had I watched when Rose's last episode, and then waited till however much time was in between that and the Christmas episode, and then the next, where we see Martha, I might like Martha more, but
no, because you love Rose, and you're going to be disappointed no matter what.
I got so upset that I started Googling to see if there was any chance she was going to come back to Doctor Who, and apparently that she's in some sort of 50th anniversary special, but she doesn't play Rose. I don't know. But I you know,
Right, stop Googling because you're going to ruin it. Stop doing that. You're going to ruin it. You're going to ruin it. Don't Google. Don't find out anything else. Just follow the story. It's a very, it's 4 seasons, some specials, and then that's the end of this section. It's a self-contained section of Doctor Who, and it's the most important section, in my opinion. So watch it as a group, you know, as a whole, as the 4 seasons and the specials, and then watch the exit of that Doctor, and you know, and then from there you're on your own. But I want you to see this story as a whole and see what you think. So don't ruin it by. You can find out anything you want about series 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, but 1, 2, 3, 4, and specials. Don't find out about them because I want to see what you think of them as a whole.
Okay.
No?
I mean, I've you know, I won't Google anymore. I'm gonna give it a couple days. I mean, because I feel like I'm being unfair to Martha, and I don't want to be unfair, but I need to give it a few days.
Okay. Well, when you watch, Martha has her issues, and you'll see. And I think, you know.
But he kissed her. Do you understand? He kissed her.
He had to.
Yeah.
Just keep watching. You'll see. He had to. Just watch. But I'm looking through the episodes here for season 3. What did you think of the Jadoon?
The Jadoon. What is that? Tell me more.
They were
about
the rhinoceros-looking things in the hospital.
Oh, I thought that the graphics started getting better and better. Like,
yeah. Well, because a lot of times it's guys in suits, and that's fine. Yeah.
Yes,
I'd rather them be guys in suits.
I would too. That's why I think that Spider-Woman was great, because she was just a woman with amazing makeup on.
Yeah. Yeah, the graphics do get, you know, the effects do get a lot better, and you'll see a lot of that when you get onto Torchwood as well.
Right, and I feel like I haven't gotten to the point where I'm supposed to watch Torchwood yet. They were saying before the episode called Blink, that's when you're supposed to start.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that's episode 10 of season 3.
Yeah, so I didn't.
While.
I mean, I think I've watched like the first 6 or 7 Torchwoods. I don't remember them that well.
Yeah.
So I don't.
Now,
I guess I'm
see
gonna watch
them in the context of this, and because, you know, like I told you before, I watched Torchwood first because I didn't know that I didn't know about Doctor Who, and I found Torchwood first and watched that, and then worked my way backwards, and so it'll be interesting to see what it's like to watch them in order and see if that makes a difference to how you see it all. Because like you said, you've forgotten it, so maybe it will be like a new thing.
Yeah, I mean, I did watch it. I know I watched a couple of them. I know I watched a couple of them twice. Like, I went and started watching them when you demanded I started watching them again just recently, and I saw the one with the lady and the fairies. I guess she takes pictures of the fairies or something.
Oh, yes.
So I'm not sure which episode that is, but I know that I watched it a couple years ago, and then I just watched it again.
Sense. Now, this probably makes more sense now that you know the background story of what happened to Captain Jack and why he is the way he is. See, my memory is really bad. Like, this is the thing. I can remember things if I watch them 5 to 10 times. Like, you know what I mean? Like I watched the fairies one a couple years ago, and I remembered that I'd seen it, but I had no concept or remembrance of what was actually happening. So, but now, do you remember what happened to Jack in the episodes with Rose?
I remember that
at the end of Christopher Eccleston.
Right, he had died. Right, something had killed him. And then she became all glowy, and because she became glowy, he lived, but I don't know where he went. Like, did she send him somewhere? Did he appear somewhere?
You know, that you'll find out later.
Ah, okay.
He will return.
Yes.
And so what she did that brought him back made, well, you'll find out. I don't want to say anymore if you're not really remembering. So, but what she did to bring him back to life has a profound effect on him, and you'll discover what that is.
Okay.
Later, and it's not far. Let's see. I'm looking at the episodes again. He'll probably come back before the end of season 3.
I mean, were they planning on Torchwood the whole time? Because it's been mentioned since season 1, just over and over again.
Yeah, from what I read, I don't know specifically how far back he had the idea, but Russell T Davies used to have the Doctor Who scripts, and I guess screeners and things like that were being passed around for approvals and things like that. They took the word Doctor Who and mixed up the letters, and boom, you've got Torchwood. So that was the kind of, nobody was interested in looking at a screener of Torchwood, but Doctor Who and its return was apparently a big thing, because over there it's the show's been on for 50 years, so it was huge. So it was hush to keep it hush hush, to keep it a secret. That's where that name came from. And I think in his book he talks about coming up with the idea, and then he kind of worked it in. And you've actually seen a few Torchwood people. You probably just don't remember, but you've seen them in Doctor Who, and you'll start to notice them again. Maybe when you start watching Torchwood again.
Yeah, like is one of them the guy that was with Mickey in that alternate universe?
Who's that?
I don't know. He was like the head blonde guy.
No.
Okay. And what about some of those people that got eaten by that guy that got absorbed, Ursula?
No.
You know which one I'm talking about? Where the guy's talking in front of the camera, like he's doing a blog?
No. He's doing a blog.
He's doing a blog. Him and his friends, him and these people, they form a little group to try and find out more about the Doctor.
Oh, back then. In like the first episode.
Is that the first episode?
I think it is. Or the Rubber Mickey? Or Mickey turned with the...
They join, they have a thing, and they start meeting, and then this guy comes in.
That one. Oh, Love and Monsters, I think that's called. That's the one with... That's the one with, Elton.
Yes. Elton.
Yes. My niece loved Elton. He was her favorite, and he was only in the one episode, and she just adored him.
I liked him too. I liked Ursula. I liked her voice. It was so cartoony. I thought it was great. Yeah,
that episode, people either really liked it or really hated it, and it was one, because it's the Dr. Light episodes. Because they always have a Dr. Light episode where they're, and they have a companion Light episode, so they can shoot multiple episodes to keep on budget. And so as that's one of the Dr. Light episodes. Oh, and I believe the monster from the beginning of that episode shows up in a Torchwood episode.
Oh, okay, cool.
I believe so. That monster that Rose and the Doctor, they're throwing buckets of
blue bucket,
water.
red bucket. Yeah.
Yeah, and when my niece was little, she loved at the beginning. Isn't that the one where the TARDIS lands and it's sideways or something like that? Is that episode?
I don't think so.
between like I don't know if it's like dumpsters. It lands between a dumpster.
It does land between a dumpster. Oh, and then they have to come back and yes, okay.
Is that episode?
Yes, I think it's either that episode. No, I think it's. Is it that episode, or is it the one with where the Olympics are happening?
Yeah, that's that's what I was thinking. It's one or the other. What did you think of that episode? I loved that one.
I liked the episode. I felt like the people should have been moving in those pictures. Like, I'm sure it was difficult and would have been expensive, but like when she was drawing them, I really would have liked to have seen them. I would have liked to have seen them animated more. The people in the pictures. That's all.
Yeah, but it's a clever idea, though.
Yes, I liked the episode, and I liked that. I liked the guy in the closet was scary.
Very.
And that I liked it. It wasn't one of my favorites, but I did like it. I'm trying to think if I had to pick a favorite from everything I've seen. Oh, I liked the Big Brother one, and the Weakest Link one, only because I'm such a big
I knew you'd
fan.
like the Big Brother one. I knew you'd like the Big Brother one. I'm not a Big Brother fan myself.
Right. Well, you don't like reality TV.
No, I don't.
It's too scripted for you.
I know. It's just scripted.
Yeah.
And put a film look on it, and then I'll be happy.
I only like Big Brother. I don't like a lot of the reality shows. I feel like... Oh, and you know what? Speaking of reality shows, that Christella, I tried to watch it, but that fucking laugh track, I can't take it. I couldn't enjoy it.
The laugh track's a little difficult, but it's like I said, it's not better than Blackish, which is
not even close.
The funniest show on TV, and I know you have your issue with it, but that show is funny. That show is so funny. Rainbow is probably the best mother character I've seen on TV in a long time.
I mean, I don't think she's better than the Goldbergs' mom. That woman is insane. I don't watch enough of the Goldbergs because for some reason ABC is trying to keep that a closely held secret, and I don't want you to pay. It airs. What's that? They want you to pay for it on Amazon.com.
You know what? I pay. I already pay for Hulu and Netflix. I'm not paying for any more shows. So if ABC wants to keep that great show a secret, and instead of letting it become a bigger hit, they'll keep it a tightly held secret. I'm okay with that. One day it'll show up on Netflix or something else, and someday I'll see it. But
so back to Doctor Who. I am not enjoying it, but the heartache that has taken over my life as a result of the first Doctor going and then Rose going, and just seeing Rose so sad.
Yeah.
I think other than her going, just seeing that character so sad was just, it literally drained everything out of me. I don't know if I'm overly estrogened, underly estrogened, menopausal, or just crazy, but it totally, I had a meltdown, and I tried to continue on with the show, and I just
I don't think
started
it's any
hating
of those
everyone. Okay.
I think it's the magic of Russell T. Davies. That's what I think. He knows how to write characters that are engaging. He really makes you feel connected to them. I am convinced of that. And as you continue on, you'll see he really connects you with these people. Rose, you got her mother, you've got her boyfriend, and, you are so wrapped up in their world. And when Rose takes off into space, you're still connected to her mother on Earth. He makes you really care about these people. I mean, Jackie isn't one of the most likable people, but don't you adore her?
I did like Jackie a lot, yes.
Even though she made it almost completely difficult for you to like her.
Yes, especially in that the first one where they go back and it's at that wedding and the dad dies. Like she was really. It's funny every time you see Jackie in another timeline or an alternate universe, you don't like her at all. But that Jackie, that Rose's mom Jackie, you do like. The present day.
Like her, yeah.
Yeah.
And because she loves Rose. She'll do anything for her daughter. And but she's flighty. She's clearly not ever grown up completely. And she's just fun.
Right, and she loved Pete so much. She never moved on from him. And I really felt bad for her in that Elton episode because she had no one, because Mickey had already moved on to that other universe, and so she literally had no one. And Rose isn't very good with the contact. Remember, she said Rose doesn't use the phone as much as she'd want.
Yeah, and she really, she kind of considered Mickey her own son, which is, that she grew to love him, where at first he was like accused of, of harming her.
Yes.
And, she became very close to him. And then how about, you saw Mickey in the flashback, right?
Mickey in the flashback.
In the Rose's dad, when Mickey was little.
Oh, I guess I didn't.
He came running over to her. You probably didn't notice, he was the little boy that came running over to Jackie in the church.
Oh, what does he say? Anything?
I don't remember, but he goes running over to her and she hugs him.
Aww.
Yeah. So, but yeah, he just really finds a way to attach you to these characters, and it'll be different with Martha. It's a little bit different with Martha. You'll meet her family, but it's a little bit different. And then when you get to Donna, you'll get connected to her family as well.
What's that noise?
Oh, that's a train.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was like, I don't know what's happening. Is there an invasion happening?
There's a train right. There are tracks right behind my house, and they're on the ground. So and sometimes there's a crossing right near, so they always have to use the whistle. And sometimes freight trains go by.
Does it happen at night when you're sleeping at all?
It does, but it doesn't wake me up. I'm so used to it. Sometimes, like 2:00 in the morning, I think a train always goes by.
Oh, I don't mind a train.
I don't mind a train.
All right, so all right, well then let's wrap this up. So this is the first of many episodes of this show, right? Maybe next time I'll find a different place for us to sit and we can talk about either Doctor Who or what movies should be remade or whatever comes up in the middle of the...
television tangent show.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm going to have to give Doctor Who a few days because I'm just really just wiped out from that emotionally draining journey.
It is, and there are more emotions to come because... like I said, you have some episodes coming up that you're just, you have to get to know Martha and enjoy your time with her because it's brief.
Right. My concern is that if there seems to be a romantic thing going on there, I'm going to be livid. like livid. Like write a letter to my congressman livid.
Right.
So that's
I don't know what to tell you.
Oh God! Well, then I'm never watching it again.
Oh, you have to watch it because you know what? There's actually you watch the first one. There's actually a really good episode coming up, which is one of my favorites, and it's strange because I don't know what it is about the show that episode that I really liked so much, but it's a really good episode, and then there are some that are a little iffy. But there's a couple of clever ones. There's one I think that takes place in like real time, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, but you've just literally ruined my day, so I don't even care.
No, you don't know. You don't know what I mean. You don't know you don't know what that meant. Just watch.
I think I knew what it meant, and I think you ruined my day, so I'm not even going to talk about it.
Well,
I'm still so charged by it that I can't even consider it. I can't consider.
All I can tell you is that Return of Captain Jack will be coming by the end of the season, and Captain Jack always makes things fun.
Well, I do like
And
Captain Jack.
Blink is coming up, and that's one of those episodes that, is tremendously popular. And when you see it, you'll see why. It is a Doctor and Companion Light episode, but it's a clever idea. And if only that cleverness would have carried on throughout later seasons of the show, that would have been fantastic. But wait till you see that story. It's good.
All right, and I will not Google anymore.
No, please don't, because then you're ruining it, and you're not experiencing it the way other people did when they watched it without Googling it.
I was having an emotional moment, and I needed to...
well, your rose is gone, so now you don't have to Google in advance anymore. But I think when you get to season 4, that's when... I mean, to me, season 4 is just fun. Season 4 was so much fun.
All right, well, I will soldier on then. I don't know when, but within the next day or two, maybe I'll try and pick it up again, and I hope I can get through it.
You can do it.
I'm telling you, get very attached.
You do, but yeah, I guess I can't fault you for that, because it's 3 doctors later, or 2 doctors later, and I'm still disappointed that David Tennant's not still the Doctor.
So he's your favorite Doctor. So far, the other guy is my favorite.
So far, yeah. Well, because you're not enough into. You haven't seen him at his best yet.
I honestly, the Sarah Jane, what I took as flirting, the Madame Pompadour, what I took as definitely more than flirting, and the Martha thing with the kissing, he is a dick as far as I'm concerned. So I don't think he'll ever be my favorite.
Oh, you're just protecting Rose.
I certainly am.
You're offended because of Rose.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Like I said, wait till you see. Wait till season 4. If that doesn't change your mind, nothing will.
So this guy gets to be the Doctor for season 2, 3, and 4?
Yes.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, the other guy left. The other guy chose to leave.
Oh, he did? Oh, okay.
Yes.
What did he go on to do? Anything?
He's been in several things. I have other things that he is in, and since you love him so much, I will send them to you.
So we'll see you next time we get together. Again, we might be sitting somewhere else. We might be back here. Depends on whatever. But this has been Shecky and
Tiny E
saying goodbye from Second Life. Bye.